just wanted to come on here to explain Mercury retrograde in a way that may be a little bit easier for some people to understand. So whenever Mercury goes retrograde, it's almost like you're retracing your steps. So this is something I just wanted to touch on a little bit here. When Mercury goes retrograde and we're thinking about it as retracing our steps, think of it as like going back in time to refocus on something that you may have forgot, something that may have gotten lost in translation as you progress, something that you maybe have totally skipped past and totally didn't look at. So Mercury retrograde is definitely a time for us to reevaluate the things that we're giving our energy to reevaluate anything that we are investing in, to make sure that it is truly aligned with our motives, our goals, everything like that, with our goals and such. So while it definitely can be about past connections returning and dealing with any karmic situations that we maybe have not dealt with in the past, something that needs to come back for another lesson, something of that sort, that is completely true. But I feel that there's so many other elements of Mercury retrograde that kind of get lost in translation. So for me, the main thing about Mercury retrograde is really getting a chance to get a second chance to look at something, to confirm something, to go back in time to make sure that you're doing the right thing. So Mercury sort of just, it retraces its steps. It'll go backwards a couple degrees to where it was, say, maybe a month ago, 3 weeks ago, like prior to where the retrograde starts. And then when it stations direct, it actually stations right at that spot after it has backtracked a couple degrees. So it's almost like we are technically going back in time to get a better look at things. So it's essentially giving us a second chance to, as I was saying, to like confirm something that we're giving energy to make sure that we're doing the right thing. So during this next 3 weeks, this month, until Mercury stations direct, I believe on October 4th, we are going to be given some time to think about things thoroughly, to make sure that we're getting the right perspective, make sure that we are getting all the details, and that we are tending to everything that needs to be tended to. This is a very important time for taking care of all the details, like I said, since we are going back into Virgo, Mercury in Virgo, and Virgo is all about the details, all about making sure that every little thing is taken care of, and that everything is accounted for. So once we can come back to Mercury in Libra again, come October, we'll be able to truly understand why the past couple weeks had to happen. We'll be able to get back on track where we need to be, considering Libra rules justice, relationships, equality, and partnerships. So you may find that during this retrograde, there are many themes surrounding your connections with others, especially your romantic relationships, your jobs, any contracts that you may have. So business contracts, creative contracts, anything of that sort will be highlighted for you. So not to say that you shouldn't be focusing on the relationship or the ex portion of Mercury retrograde. I just personally feel, as an astrologer, in the way that I practice, that I like to make sure that my clients and the people that I advise are understanding that Mercury retrograde is much, much more than exes coming back to your life. It's actually a time to really get focused with yourself, and to really make sure that you are on the right path for yourself, and that you're not making any mistakes. Of course, we all make mistakes, but I'm saying this in a general sense, to make sure that you're not stepping into something that you shouldn't be going into, to make sure that you are not going against your higher self, things like that. So I really hope that being able to view Mercury retrograde as retracing your steps can help you understand a little bit better from a different perspective. Because if you think about it in the sense of, let's say you lost something and you're retracing your steps to find it, how would you go about that? Would you get back in your car? Would you look around your house? Would you maybe go buy another one of the thing that you lost, So it just depends on how you view the situation, how you can sort of apply that analogy to everyday life and to your relationships, of course, and to anything that you're working on that's contractual, anything that involves your routine, structure, anything